there's this myth in the industry that you must have tremendous programming experience to learn how to build iOS apps. In this series, let's prove that it is wrong. That you can start right now with the first tool that you will need is... Hey guys, it's the founder of Developers Academy and creator of the new online training program for you called Total iOS Blueprints, where we teach you how to become a world-class developer and build a portfolio of more than 14 iOS apps. Welcome to your 4-part training series on how to build a world-class iOS app. In this series, we are going together to build a motivational quote app that works like this. We have a very beautiful design, very minimalistic design, that whenever we tap on the Inspire Me button, there will be a new quote display. There will be a new quote display that makes the user day. Along the way, we'll learn so much that you will get up and running with building apps in iOS. So in this video, I want to share with you what are the tools that you need to build any kind of iOS apps. And then we will go and install the tools, and then we will start building the app. We will start building the UI or user interface for the app. Now you know that sometimes when you go out there and try to learn from tutorials and blog posts, and I bet that this is not the first tutorial that you ever try. But the problem is, so many people, there's this myth in the industry that you must have tremendous programming experience to learn how to build iOS apps. In this series, let's prove that it is wrong. That you can start right now with the first tool that you will need is a Mac. You will need a MacBook, any kind of Mac that runs the latest version of OS X. Then you can start building apps. The second tool that you will need is a free software from Apple called Xcode. I will show you how to install that very fast. But for some PC guys over there that love to learn how to build iOS apps, sorry guys, but you can go on some online services that literally you can rent virtually a Mac for like $40 a month, that you can run it from your PC. So let's go over my computer and we'll show you how to install the tool that you need to build any kind of app, and then we'll set it up and we'll build the app, okay? So here it is again the complete app that we are going to build together, the motivational quote app. And I'm running this on something we call a simulator, okay? This we'll talk about. But whenever we tap on the Inspire Me button, there will be new quotes displayed. There will be a random quotes display for us that makes the user day. Now, what are the tools? What is the tool, that software that I am referring to? Well, it is called Xcode. Xcode, okay, it is a free tool from Apple. The way that you can install this is search for the App Store, the Mac App Store like that, and then we will search for Xcode in the search bar like this. Okay, just search for Xcode and press enter. When you search for Xcode, there will be some results displayed here. I think my internet connection is not very well, but there will be something with the icon like this display. This icon display. So go ahead, install Xcode now. Just set it up, install it, download it, and you'll be good to go. And then come back with me, check on me, and we'll start building the first app. Alright then guys, so here is the first time that you open Xcode. Whenever you open Xcode, there will be a screen called Welcome to Xcode. Here we have some options that I want to go over with you, okay? If you already know Xcode, then maybe it will be a good review. Now, on the left hand side of the Welcome to Xcode, we have some options. Number one is to get started with a new playground. Playground is the place for you to start just to get and type in some code, and you'll see the result immediately. Though we will not use this playground, we are going to create a new Xcode project, the second option. Here, this Xcode project is the place that you will use to build any kind of iOS app, meaning iPhone, iPad, Mac application, or the Apple Watch. How cool is that? And yes, new to the version, the TV OS or the Apple TV app. On the right hand side, you see here, I have some options here. These are the shortcuts to my previous project. Okay, so these just very shortcuts to the previous project. So now I will click onto create a new Xcode project like this. And the minute that we say that we want to create a new Xcode project, it will ask us, what is the template? What is the template you want to use for your new app? What is a template? Well, it just means that Xcode, the software, is going to create some files for us to make our developers' life easier. So now, because we are creating iOS app, so I will select iOS here, and then I will select application because it is an application, iOS application, right? Here we have some like 5 or 6 templates. These we'll talk more in the future courses, but right now let's just select single view application. It means that our app has just one single view, one screen, okay? Just one single screen. So now let's just select the single view application, and then I will select next. Alright, in this screen, Xcode asks us, what is the product name? The product name here is the name of the app. So I will type in quotes. Organization name is the name of your company, the name of your startup, or the name of your team. So I will put in organization is Developers Academy because I'm the founder of Developers Academy and we are building apps at Developers Academy, obviously. The organization name here, let's use the reverse domain name. So our domain name is developersacademy.io. So we have the reverse of that is io.developersacademy. The bundle identifier is something Xcode create for us. It will attach the organization identifier and the product name, so that this bundle identifier, it will identify your app uniquely from millions of apps on the App Store. Let's choose our language. The language is Swift. You also have another option called Objective-C. Later on in the second video, we'll talk more about what is a language, a programming language, how to program, how to code. But right now, let's choose Swift. It is the newer version, a new language, very beautiful. It's really, really easy to learn. Devices. What is the device that you want to build app for? Here you can use iPhone, iPad, or universal. It means that you build one app that can work on both iPhone and iPad, or later on in the future you may want to build an app for the Apple Watch or a TV OS app, a TV app. So let's choose universal. And then the other options, let's uncheck that because those are more advanced feature and we'll get to that in the future courses, okay? So I will click next here and then I will just leave it on my desktop, and because I already have one project, something like that, so I will replace that. So now, this is the screen that you see whenever you create a new Xcode project. Let me just go through this very fast with you and we'll start building apps together, alright? On the left hand side here, you have tons of options. These are the status bar, the menu bar, obviously. Here we have the play button. This play button allows you to run your app on a simulator or your devices. So next to that is the stop button, right? On this here, you can click on that. Now the device here, you can actually plug your iPhone or iPad on the Mac via the USB cord, and then run your app directly on the phone. Although you may need a free Apple developer account. Here I will use a simulator. The iOS simulator is the thing that it will simulate. It would actually put in the entire operating system of iOS inside a software on Mac. So I put in iPhone 6s. Okay? And then if you see, this is actually a simulator. Now, if you run the project right now, if I click run it right now, it's actually a working app right now. So if you run it right now, you will see a simulator working and nothing excited happening. Why is that? Well, the reason for that is this simulator, the app right now, it doesn't have anything. It's just a blank, a white, boring screen. So let's do something with that. On this thing, we call this, we have tons of files here. You can click on this, okay, and this thing will changes. These are the project navigator on the left hand side here, the project navigator. Okay, you can navigate through the project. You can navigate through the files that Xcode created for you when we create a new project. On the right hand side, there is some options, toggles. I will talk about that in just a minute. Here is the utilities panel. Okay, we'll talk more about that. Now, on the project navigator, I want to introduce you to something we call Xasset.xc assets. It is the resources, the sets, the images, the icons that you use in your app. So these are the assets, the resources that you will need to use. Now, I already prepared some of the things for you here, so I will find that. Let me find these resources for you. So here in the, when you click on the button right down below this video, you find out resources for this video. So I will click onto the images folder, alright, the images that we use for this, and then I will hold Command A, select all of the images, and then I will drag and drop these images onto Xcode, onto the assets, the AC assets, this column, and drop it like that. And you'll see that all the images are displayed, all the images are put onto Xcode like this. Alright? Awesome. Now, with these images from the names here, pay attention to the name. These names, okay, you have Brandon Bouchard, you have logo DA, Developers Academy, we have logo Developers Academy White, we have quote card, we have Steve Jobs, all of those images. We can use those images in our project via the name, alright? So without any further ado, let's go into something we use to design our app UI. Well, why is that? It is called main.storyboard. So in the project navigator, if you slide onto the left hand side here, you'll see above that we have the main.storyboard here. Okay, this main.storyboard, my screen is a little small here, so we'll hide this guy. Now the way to hide it is I click to this button, so when I click it, it will slide off. Now when you open the main.storyboard, it is the place for you to design any kind of iPhone, iPad, or even Apple Watch and Apple TV app. You just design the UI for the app. So right now, if you look at the screen of the simulator, which is your app, and this screen over here, the thing that is labeled view controller, don't worry about it yet. Don't worry about any of these yet. But it says it is a white screen, right? A blank white screen. So it means that whenever you put things on this screen right here, we call that a scene. Then it will display on your app. Now, how you can put things on that? Well, on the right hand side, on the utilities panel. Hey, I know that today in this video I throw so many terms at you, but be patient with me, please. Be patient with the journey, because we are learning something new. We're learning something exciting. So I hope that you enjoy it as much as I enjoy making these videos for you. So now, on the right hand side, you see the utilities panel, right? But if you scroll way down below here, you have something else. It's called the object palette. Right now, I may show you this thing. So I want you to click onto that and select the third one, the third tab over here. All right. And then these are the objects, or the UI elements, the things that you use on your iPhone. Things like, let me show you, just scroll it right down. You see a label. A label is just some text. So the way that you can use elements, you can design your app UI is very, very complicated. You just drag and drop these elements on the screen. Okay, that's so complicated. So now I just drag and drop this label. Let's drag it and drop it way above here. Okay, you see the blue guidelines. Those are the edges of the phone. Sorry guys for the noise. So these are the edges of the phone. So I will just put it there. And now let's run it. Let's run the project and see how it looks like. Now, what should we expect? we should expect to see the label, the text on the screen. And yes, we see something we call a label on the screen. How awesome is that, right? Alright, so that is how you design your app UI. So now let's get into the game. Let's really design our quote app label UI. So I will delete that, click that and delete it. Okay, here I have a mock-up of the app. You see that we have a background. The background here is actually not white. It is like grayish, right? So I want to change the background of this app into grayish. How we can do that? Well, before we do, if you look at the size of the shape of this screen, it is rectangle, right? It is square. Now, if you look at Apple devices, is there any device that has a square screen? Well, you don't. The reason why we have this square screen is that Apple tells us that, hey, you should just develop one UI that can fit on every screen size, whether it is a 4-inch iPhone or the 12.9-inch iPad. So here, because that concept is more advanced than this, so I will leave that in the future courses. So right now I will select this thing. If you select this thing, it will blue out like that. And on the right hand side in the in the utilities pane, right? If you select the 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth tab here, you have something we call an attribute inspector. This attribute inspector, it will allow us to change the size of this screen, of this scene. So I want to change the size into an iPhone 4.7. It means that it is an iPhone 6 or 6S, alright? So now we have the thing. Now I want to change the background color of the screen, right? So very simple. I will, instead of select on this guy, I'll select, pay attention, I will select inside the white space of this guy. Okay, just select in the white space like that, and you'll see on the utilities pane we have view here and we have background. So now if I change this into something like a light gray color, it will changes the background too. But we want some color, it is lighter. So I'll select this thing, okay, I select the color, and then it will pops out this color picker. I would select the second tab and then select this guy and we'll choose the RGB sliders. Don't worry if you don't know about this, just follow along, and in the future, if we have the chance, we'll explain more about that, okay? Now, it allows us to change the hex color number, okay? I will type in F2, 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 and then press enter. So now you see that it changes slightly grayish. So now let's close that, okay? Awesome, that's step number 1. Step number 2. We are going to need, this card view, right? You see the card, the background card view. How we can get that? Well, if you look back at, I will open the Project Navigator using this thing. If you look back the assets.exe asset here, we have something we call quote card. The name of the image is quote card, and exactly it is our quote. See that? The card view. So now, if we go over the main.storyboard, let's go back into the main.storyboard. What we want to do is we want to use an image. How we can use the image? Well, let's search for that in the object palette here. Okay, is the object palette. We can use an image, searching for image. Press enter. Oops. Okay, I will delete this. I just want to show you image like that, and it will show an image. Now, let's drag this image onto the screen like that. And actually, we want to make this, I will close this thing so we have more space. We want to make this image, it says an image view. So the view is an image. We will drag this image above the edges so it lies up like that. And because we want to make this thing full screen, right? We want to make this thing full screen. So I will drag the handles over here to the right edge, and we'll also drag the bottom handle below there so that it will match the bottom edge. See that? And you'll see also the blue guidelines of this thing. So it's very intuitive to use these tools. Okay, very simple. Now we have an image, but the image doesn't show up yet. How we can show up the image? Well, we have to tell Xcode, we have to tell iOS what is the name of the image. What image is that? So let's select this image view, this thing. Okay, pay attention, you have to select the image view. And then on the right hand side here, we have in the attribute inspector again, we have image view. And then we have image, right? The image here we will have to specify the name because it is a quote card. So I want to press enter. Then we have a quote card. See? Very beautiful. But now pay attention because the quote card, the image right now is distorted. It's not beautiful like this. So we want to change that. I will go over the view over here and then I will change the mode. Still selecting the image view, change the mode of this into aspect fit. Like that. Then we have a beautiful card view image. Like that. See? See how beautiful it is? Awesome. Now, another thing we want to do is want to have the logo of Developers Academy. How we can do that? Well, obviously we can add another image view, but I want just to show you how to do it. So we want to select the fourth tab over here. Select, you see the fourth tab. We can drag out the logo DI here. So I will drag out the logo DI, drop it like that. So we have the thing. And then I'll put it right in the center. Notice I drag it so that we have the center highlight in the top like that. And then I will release it. See? Then we have very beautiful UI. Now, I know it's still early, but let's run it to see what is the result looks like, what our result app looks like. Boom! There we go. We have a very, very beautiful app already. Now, let's have some text, some quote on the label, right? You see some quotes here. Let's have the quotes. Let's go back here. I will cancel the project or stop running it. In the middle, want to have some quotes, some label, right? Some text. So now over here, I will cancel out the search in the object palette. I will drag out like that and search. I'll find something we call a label. Let me find it. Okay, I will have to find it above here, just very fast. Now, here we go, we have the label. So what we do, we drag and drop this label onto the screen. See that? We put it right in the middle there. And now we want to change the size of this label a little bit. So I would use the handle, drag it. Okay, let me drag it like that. Drag it like that. Okay, just right above there. Drag it to the left too. See? And also we want to drag it to the right so that it is right in the center. Okay, again in the center. And also let's drag it down to the bottom a little bit, just a little bit, so that we can have the author image and the name of the author also. So now we have the label here. Notice, if right now we run the project, we just have the label. How about we will double click onto that? See, double click, we can change the text inside this label. So we want to change something like your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Alright, now you see that it is way out the edge because this text, this quote is a little bit long. So we can change that. We can use the handle here, select the label like that, use the handle, put it back here so that it matches in the center. See that? Now, if you look at the label right now, it's kind of like just one line. It cuts off our long quotes, right? Because if you select the label, still the label, over the attribute inspector, you see the label. And the lines, the number of lines here, it says 1. It says 1 because we just have one line. So now I want to change into 2, press 2, and we have 2 lines. But how about for some quotes as long as, I will show you, as long as this one has so many lines, right? How we can change that? Well, very smart. Xcode can allow you to change the number of lines to 0. It means that you can have as many lines as you like. Very nice. So now, I also want to change the text of this label, so the font family, the style of this label, so it matches the design that I design, or maybe you work with a team, your designer gives you the design, right? So still select the label. You see this thing, it says font, and system 17. So let's select this guy, and the font here, let's choose custom. And in family, I will choose Avenir next, okay? And then the style, I will use something like, I think regular is fine, but I want the size to be 21, okay? And click done. And also want to make the alignment below the font, alignment to be center, like that. Awesome. Now, how about we run the project and see how it looks like? So run it, and hey, the thing that I am going over with you here is a very important skill, is that you build your app a little bit and you run it to test it, okay? I hope that this will give you the skills as we move along. So now we have the label, the text very beautiful on the screen. So next up, we will need, we will need this inspire me button. This inspire me button. How we can do that? Well, let's go back here inside our view controller here, right? Inside this scene, we will search for, below the label, we have a button. So let's drag this button right in the middle here, like that, okay? And then notice that this button, it is really small. So, and I can also double tap to this button, change the text into inspire me, like that, and we'll have inspire me text, okay, the button. So now notice the inspire me button here, we have a red button, and also an inspire me, the text is longer, bigger, and the size of this thing is longer, it is higher than the text right now, okay? So how we can do that? Let's click onto this inspire me button, okay? Click that. Did you click that? Alright, I hope that you click that. So now, when we in the inspire me button, I can change the size of this thing. Either use the handle. So let's use the handle like this. Okay. I use the handle like that. And so the handle to the left. So it matches using the blue guidelines like that. Or we can use something we call the size inspector. You see the size, the view here, right? See the view? And then we have the size inspector. The width, this thing is fine, but the height, I want to make it 44, like that. So press enter, and it changes. So now, if I move this thing above here, so that it is on the top, and I can change the width, so it is something aligned with this, okay? It's better. Alright, it is something that you can tweak. See that? Very nice. So now, the inspire me button, we want to change the color of the background. So let's choose the attribute inspector here. So still the button, right? See the button above here. The text color, let's change this text color into something like white color. Below here you see white color. It changed. Now the font, let's change the system font to like 17. It's bigger, or we can do 18. That's fine. And below here, if you scroll right down below, you have a view, okay, the view of the button. And we also have the background color. Tap onto this guy again, just like we did with the background view that we did in the first step, right? I want to, again, this thing, and because I have another color here, and the color here is, hex color is FC4831. So you can change the color. Then now we have an inspire me button. So let's build the project and see how it looks like. How it looks like in our simulator. Okay. Here we go. And we have the inspire me button. Alright guys, so that is how you do it. How you design your app UI. Now I know that there's a lot of things involved in the app UI. This is a very simple app, but I hope you get the point of this. It's so fun and so simple to do, right? Drag and drop, just change the size, change some properties in the utilities panel, and you have it. You have the app complete for you. In the second video, we will write some code to make this happen. Now, if you look at the complete app, the UI, the design of the complete app, this is no way near complete because we're still missing the author image, the name of the author, right? We still miss those two places. Well, I actually leave it there on purpose. I want you to take on this code challenge as any other lecturer in the Total iOS Blueprint, the online program that I just create. We will have code challenge for you every video along the way. This is the chance for you to create something on your own. This is the chance for you to learn to make all the things that we talk about in this video dive deep, to just like marinate your knowledge in the brain. So take on the challenge, having designed the author image and also the text of the label of the author. You see that the author image, I will recommend 64 by 64. It is a square. Don't forget to change the mode of the image also. And we will have the name of the author. It is a little bold text, and also use the font Veneer Next. Change the size of the font also, and change the color of the font. So I hope that you enjoy this. I hope that you will take on the challenge. I hope that you will post your questions below this video in the comment section. Tell me who you are, where you're from, what you are doing, what you learned the most from this video, and the link to your complete project. It can just be a screenshot that you create, or it can be the complete project so that I can see what you did, what you learned from this video. So I hope that I will see you in video number 2 of this series. Video number 2, we are going to learn to program, to code. It means that you give instructions to the computer, not just simple drag and drop anymore, but program, code to give the instructions to the computer. So without any further ado, go and do your code challenge now and tell me below this video in the comment section how you do it. So I hope that I will see you in video number 2. I will send you in just a couple of days in the email that you provide me when you sign up for this 4-part training series. As always, I will see you in the next video. As always, go out there every single day of your life, learn new things, craft your ideas, and contribute to the world. Have fun doing this.